Hey, Dash to Diamond. I'm super excited to talk today just because it's kind of hard following behind, obviously, Keith and Haley and Amy, but it's a situation, if it's a little echoey. This is because I basically move my office regularly. Having 3 little kids, I find places to work that work for where I am. Most of my things are from my car, but today you guys get the VIP service. So I'm gonna give it a couple minutes before I go in with crazy, but I basically wanted to let you know that what I'm going to share with you today is going to be very specific, but it's going to teach you how to dominate your niche market. Facebook only. This doesn't apply to other types of things, other types of social media, so just consider that. But obviously, because Facebook is really the cheapest and easiest way to reach the most amount of people, especially for newer coaches, this is what I like to train on. Again, this is simple. It is not rocket science, but this won't also be the thing to build your business. You need to put in the work that we've talked about, the work that Amy's talked about. Obviously Keith gave us the big picture. So, it's a situation that this is the game plan, but then the work, the vitals are the things that actually build your business. But what this will do is this will create that attraction marketing, bring people to you so you don't have to feel like that icky salesperson. You don't have to feel like that person that's constantly trying to pull people to you, okay? So this will bring you those consistent leads. All right, so first of all, I wanna start by saying when Amy said coaches need to work on their minds over their skills, I was like, ding, check the box. Because for me, this has been the biggest part of my journey with Beachbody. I am a huge Tony Robbins person. I'll be in Fiji actually for 2 weeks at a Tony Robbins event this year. How many single moms do you know that get to do that? And it's a situation that I work on mindset. I have a life coach. I read a lot of personal development. I think that is essential. It is really step one to getting to a place of diamond and above. Really, I think the goal should be 2-star. So instead of just setting your goals on diamond, it should be 2-star and then it should be 5-star. Get on the wall, right? So that's also what I want to make sure to really drive into you. But this week, because we've had such great mindset work and big picture work, I am going to be really training on skill set, because at the end of the day, it is skills that we need to put into place to do every day in addition to that mindset work to make this happen. And this is also a great way to teach duplication. It's hard to teach mindset, but it is easy to teach specific skills to our coaches, right? So here we go. First of all, I also want to include that what we do with Beachbody is basically like an upside down pyramid when it comes to getting information. How many information gurus do we have out there? How much information is thrown at you like, get this Facebook ads training, get this recruiting training, get this mindset training. The pyramid is not like this anymore. It is massive amounts of information. But the people who are successful with what they do, they implement one thing at a time and they implement it really well. And once they get good at that, that's when they move on to the next thing. So the great piece of information I can give you to move forward with this is to not try to do everything at once. Take notes specifically on the one thing that you really feel like you need to do in your business and become a badass at it. Train your team to be a badass on it and then move forward to other skills, because if you try to do everything, you're gonna be average or mediocre at everything, and that's not what the goal is. The goal is to rock out what you wanna do and become an expert at it, those 10,000 hours, right? And then move forward. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, Pat actually has a story about this, maybe he can share, but there was like a guy that went to all these trainings and he paid like $100,000 to come to these trainings. And he would come in and he'd be there for like an hour and then he'd leave. He'd leave early every time. And at the end of the year, the guy who was putting on these trainings said, I need to give a huge congratulations to the one person that has massively moved their business from a 7-figure business to a 9-figure business. And it was this guy who had left. And that was the training that he gave was, don't try to do everything. Be really good at one thing, implement, and then move forward. We have to give a shout out to Haley too, 5-star qualifying. You guys heard her on the National Wake Up Call today. And Ashley's National Wake Up Call today, if you haven't listened to it, please come back and listen to it again, because It is the perfect segue into this, and it's also a really great way to think about your branding and posting too. So now, let's get moving. Okay, so training, get your notebook out. Let's get going. This is something you should not also be keeping to yourselves. If you have anyone on your team that even has a smidgen of wanting to get their Shakeology paid for or has big dreams, share this with them. If you keep your training to yourself, you're not a leader. So think about that as you do these trainings. That was a big part of what I did as my growth in my business. Anything I learned that I thought was like crazy moment, I would go back into my team page and do my own video on it. Yes, it's someone else's content, but I'm making it my own and I'm sharing to my team. Okay, so here we go. Remember to show your personality. Remember to look like you're in the health and fitness business. Amy talked about this. The third thing is have a good time with this. Make sure you're that bright and sunny spot on social media, in addition to sharing who you really are and those gremlins that Ashley talked about today. Okay, so number one, this is what I want to see everyone posting on. You should be able to sum up what you do in 5 to 7 words. Can you do that? When someone says, hey, what do you do? It can't be this long and lengthy. It shouldn't even include Beachbody if you personally ask me, but again, I don't think Beachbody is my brand. I think Beachbody is part of the products that I sell, but Beachbody is not my brand. I don't own Beachbody. Carl Deichler owns Beachbody. So how can you share what you do in 5 to 7 words? For example, you could say something like, I help women become lean, empowered, and love life. The one I personally like to say is, I help you rock your health and build your wealth. So how can you explain what you do in 5 to 7 words? Post that below, okay? So number one is a brand is not the products. A brand is not Beachbody, like I just said. A brand is the gut feeling that people have about you. So do they know you? Do they like you? Do they trust you? Because if they don't know, like, and trust you, guess what? They're not going to want to buy from you. So how are you sharing who you are and enough about you and adding enough value that people feel like they can know you, like you, and trust you? So branding is a seduction. I love this type of mentality, and seduction is sales. So remember, we're selling our story. We're not selling our products. So again, that seduction, that love, you want people to feel like they know you and feel like they're part of your story. And then that's when they feel like they just want to jump in and buy those products. Okay, so question number one of creating your brand hierarchy. Because I've gone through such major life changes in the last year with moving from a cattle ranch in Wyoming back to Michigan, going through a divorce, becoming a single mom of then a 9-month-old, a 2 and a 4-year-old, then blowing my ACL, literally everything that I thought was my life when I started, it changed drastically. And so for me, rebranding myself while still keeping that has been part of my journey in this last year. And so I really want to share with you some of the information I've gotten. And Dexter Abraham, if you want to search for him on Facebook, it's very high level, not just super crazy stuff most of the time, but he's a really good person to follow on Facebook. And these are kind of ideas from his that I've adapted. So question one that you need to ask yourself, this is your homework, and you can also comment below if you'd like to. Number one, what are the top 3 things you want to be known for in your market? In your niche market, what do you want people to know you for? Also, list them in order of importance. So 1, 2, and 3, okay? Number 2, what are the top 3 needs of your ideal customer or coach? I tried to get my, while I was talking to you so I could share with you what mine are, but my computer went off. Let's see if it pulls up really fast and then I can share with you. Also, just so that if you can't write these down, sometimes I have a tendency to talk a little fast. I will be doing a post with a graphic and with these specific questions in it so that you can come back and you can use it and make sure you really dive into this though, because once you get this down, your posting will be easy. You will have people running to you basically as long as you're consistent with it. Okay, so number 2 is what are the top 3 needs of your ideal customer or coach? Let me go back here. Number 3 is what are the top 7 things your ideal customer or coach is searching for the answers to? And I'm going to encourage you to think outside of Beachbody land. Yes, health and fitness will be part of this, but it should not be the number one thing that you are really sharing about, okay? What are the other things outside of, Beachbody world that your people want to know about, that they're interested in? Number 4, what or who is a common enemy you can attack? So what this means is it's basically something that the majority of people believe to be fact or to be true, but it's actually complete bullshit. Excuse my language. So for example, some of them for me are, what are some of them for me? That a single mom can't have a really successful business. You know how many people have told me this to my face? Or a single mom who wants to have a successful business can't actually be a really good mom. Or a mom who wants to work can't be a good mom. Or you can't have postpartum abs. Or what is it? That women can't be good with money. Or, you know what I mean? Or that you can't get in the best shape of your life when you're 35. Okay, so think through some of these things and, how basically, what is that common enemy that you can rally almost with your niche market, people who follow you, where they can be like, yeah, that is bullshit, and here's how I'm proving them wrong. So make sure to give the lesson along with it. Okay, so those are those 4 questions. Dig in. You can comment below with what your answers are, or you can, message me if you need some help kind of moving through these. I'm trying to see why it's not pulling up my notes. I'll come back and tell you more of what mine are. This is really just to get it out there for you so that you can do it on your own. So now we're talking about content creation. This is where I feel like a lot of Beachbody coaches go wrong. You're not actually providing valuable content. You're just talking about me, here's this, here's my life, look at me. Yes, it's important for people to know your life, but you have to give a so what factor. Okay, so here you are. So what? Why would anyone watch you? Why would anyone want to follow you? Why would anyone want to come to your page if it's not something, that, again, I'm in a coffee shop, so there might be noises in and out of here. Why would anyone care? Okay? So, hi, it's okay. So number 1, this is what you're going to write down for your content creation. This is very specific. 4 times a week, you're going to do an epic post around your number 1 core brand. So what you said in question number 1, that was your number 1, what you want to be known for, you're going to do an epic post on this 4 times a week. An epic post is 5 to 10 paragraphs long. Seems crazy. How many of you actually provide more than a little snapshot of what you're doing, right? So think through that. The structure is, it tells part of your story, it gives the lesson, and it gives the problem you solve. Because it's that number 1 thing, it does need to be talked about 4 times a week. It can be through a variety of things, which I'll talk about in a second, but it does have to be an epic post. Number 2 of content creation. 2 times a week, you're going to talk about that second brand position. So in question number 1 above, what was number 2? 1 time a week, number 3, 1 time a week, you're going to talk about that third brand position. And the 4th thing of content creation is every day you have to do a video, 2 to 7 minutes maximum. And the thing is, guys, you make this too complicated. Seriously, all it has to be is, hey, I was reading blank, which if you're reading a book at this point, as you should be, and I thought this would be of value to you. Do that. Or, hey, I was in the shower and this crazy thought came to me. What do you think about it? Or, hey, check this out. I thought you would like this. And then just talk about it in a video, 2 to 7 minutes. Make it easy on yourself. Just do it. Honestly, 80%, I just read this last week, 80% of what people consume on Facebook is now in video. So with that being said, why don't you want most of your content to be seen this way? This is how people are consuming it, okay? So just think through it that way. Okay, number 5, once per day, you're gonna write up 1 post answering one of those 7 questions. It can be short or long, it can be whatever type of media you wanna give to it, but that's what it should be. Number 6 is at least 3 times a week, you're going to be an advocate against the BS that we talked about. How are you attacking that common enemy? Be a leader, talk about it. Bring some new ideas that make people think like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's right. Wow, she or he makes sense to me, okay? This, guys, it seems like a lot, and I know you're probably writing down a lot, but I just want to be really clear with you that max, this should be about 8 hours a week max, creating all of this massive content. Do you have 8 hours a week? I know if you are pushing to be, a diamond coach, you're spending time on your vitals, and obviously creating content is a part of your vitals. It's about how you share, it's about how you post, it's about how you bring people to you. But I really want you to think about, if you treat this business like a business, it rewards you like a business. So can you create 8 hours of content in a week doing this specific thing? The other thing I want to encourage you to think about is that the reason I can give this to you and be so specific with you, and the reason I know that it works, is because most of you won't do this. I'm not saying that to be mean or to be rude. I am known for my tough love sometimes, but the reason that you see the people in this group, Amy and Raina and Keith and Megan, like, killing it, it's just they're killing it because they're consistent and they show up. And like Pat constantly is showing you just his epic posts about what his life is and things like that. So they're consistent and they show up and they're disciplined about it. And the reason I can give it to you is because, like I said, most of you won't do this, but I can assure you that if you do this, you will have people coming to you. Just be consistent with it. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, I don't know what to write about. My life isn't interesting. Okay, where to get content. Raina has a really great group. I'm sure some of you are in there. I know I'm not even part of Raina's spectrum of her coaching, but it's called I Don't Know What to Post. It's a great group. A big one is start freaking listening. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. What are your friends and family talking about? What's going on in their lives? Like, in general, you feel like you're a Beachbody coach like everyone else. It's because you're talking about what everyone else is talking about. What else is going on with you? What else can you share about? What is going on with, talk about life. What's going on with your confidence? What's going on, with changes in just your community or things like that. So make sure to talk about things like that. Gary Vee also makes sure to tell you, you have about 0.6 seconds is the average thumb swipe. So you have about 0.6 seconds to show someone that they should look at something that you're doing. So whatever you're posting should either make someone happier or healthier or change their life or make them think differently about something that they could apply. So make sure to do that so what factor when you're doing this. Now, for those of you who are kind of engineer nerds like me, you want to see a specific plan. And you have coaches who are like, yeah, but I don't know when to post, or I don't know how much to post or when, and do I post it at the same time every day? What I'm going to post after this is a graphic that's very specific. For 2 weeks, what I want you to do is I want you to be a detective, and it will give you 4 time slots. I encourage you, if you have a like page, to go to your like page and kind of see when your top 4 times are during the day. If you don't have a like page, which I'm sure a lot of you don't, I would encourage you to post it 7:12, 7:12, or maybe 9, noon, 6 and 9. But pick the same time and post that time every day or about that time. And then what you're going to do is see, and we'll be rotating the types of posts. You'll see once you see the graphic, you're going to be a detective and actually say, oh, okay, well, when I post a video at 9 a.m., I only get 15 people to like it. But if I post it at 9 p.m., I get 50 people to like it. So what we're going to do is you're going to see where your certain posts get the most type of engagement, and then you're going to use that. You're going to blow that up and really use that type of posting and that type of space. Okay? Again, I want you to do this for at least 2 weeks straight. My goal specifically would be for you to do it to the end of the group, and your business will be on fire. Not only will you be consistently posting, but you will be purposeful, you will be strategic, and you'll be treating your business like a business. And again, it will reward you like that. So that's what I've got for you today. I know, I'm not even sure how long that went, but it's a lot. It's not a lot, but it's just something that you need to spend some time thinking, who do I want to talk to? Because your ideal coach, your ideal customer is the person like you now, is the person like you before you started Beachbody, is the person that understands the trials and tribulations and also the successes and wins that you've had. So you have to make sure to talk about that stuff. All right? So, I don't know. I guess I can try to scroll through some of the questions. Woo! Get my computer going here. Again, the graphic will explain it a lot better, but basically what it'll do, it'll say Monday through Sunday, post 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's what you post in that medium. Okay, so one is a video. One is basically a picture with content. One is a meme or a quote or something shareable, and the fourth one is what? Oh, something personal. Okay, so those 4 posts are your minimum. Like if you want to post more than that, that's great. But no matter what, in those 4 time slots and those 4 types of posts need to happen every day for at least 2 weeks. All right? Sorry. Maybe I'll find somewhere. Oh, maybe if it's nicer, I'll be outdoors tomorrow. We'll see. And really, I'm seeing that some people think it's helpful and they really what they need. And that, thank you, by the way. But what I want to encourage you to do is if you have a coach coming to you, if you're a diamond or a star diamond and you're pushing in this group, if you have a coach coming to you saying, I don't know what to post and I don't know when to post, and you try to explain the 3 times a day in this, it's still very, like, think how much information is being thrown at them right now. So what if you could make it as simple as possible for you to post? Like, okay, if I know I get these 4 done, I'm good. I can add to it. You can 10x it. You can Amy Silverman 100 hour it. But it's a situation of here's the minimum of what I need to be doing. And remember that your content is so massively important, because otherwise you're just like every other Beachbody coach that's just posting about their workout and their shake, and you're the blur. And that's not why you did this, was not to be the blur. The reason you're doing this is to make a difference in your life and in all the lives of the people that you're helping. So remember that. Okay, so let me refresh if I can pull up some questions on here. I know Kathy is awesome and writing all of this down for all of us, so thank you, Kathy, for that. She always makes it so easy. And then, oh, I'm live now. Yes, I am. And it has me frozen in a really beautiful type of thing. Okay, personal training, my content. Okay, so it's not pulling it up on here, but I can scroll through. If anyone has any questions that I haven't answered, I'll go back and look. I like to keep these as short as possible, but hey guys, okay. Yeah, let me see. It's of course not pulling. Yes, so remember what I told you, though. I'm giving you a lot of content. Pick the one thing and run with it. But no matter what, do this assignment, do this work, because you'll be able to use this literally until you feel like you need to redefine your niche market. And then you can use this, and you can use what your new, brand might be, or what your brand alteration might be. Okay? Well, happy Monday, guys. I hope you're having a really great day. And I'm excited to present to you this week. We're going to talk about time management with passion. Obviously, being a single mom and running a 6-figure business, I need to do that. We're going to talk about success partners, because you have to surround yourself with people who get it and people who get you and want to just cheer for you, but also want to push you. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about, what else did I say? Okay, so I'm thinking about doing something on getting your coaches starting right. And I'm also thinking about potentially doing one on how to set up your business for volume, or to maximize the comp plan versus rank. Basically just talking about placement and things like that, because again, I'm an engine nerd and I love this kind of stuff. Or if I think there was one more topic I had that I was considering. I don't know. And those could change. I know Tuesday and Wednesday you're in, Thursday and Friday are still being figured out. But if there's anything else that you'd love me to present on, or whatever it is, please just let me know. But it's going to be some good stuff this week that I think you can really apply today, and you'll see growth in your business really quickly in it too. Okay, well, have a really good day. I'll talk to you guys soon.